Hi, today's film is just a little bit of fun. When I was researching my book, I kept thinking about this idea of if I was to have a time machine, where and when would I want to be transported back to? Which were the best and worst moments in history for makeup lovers? The Egyptians are one of the earliest societies to use makeup. They were also one of the most experimental and accepting of it, with makeup being worn daily by both men and women of all classes. Compared to later civilizations, Egyptian women had a fair amount of autonomy, being able to own and inherit land, control their own business, and instigate legal proceedings against men. The Egyptians were sophisticated chemists and they loved makeup. Although makeup was worn throughout the classical Greek period, anything obvious was frowned upon, especially by the male elite who believed a woman's main role in life was to be virtuous and to stay in the house and oversee its running. Generally speaking, when it came to makeup, less was definitely more. A light dusting of white powder over the skin, a hint of colour to the lips and cheeks, using ingredients like plants or fruits, or more harmful substances like lead and mercury-based dyes. For brows, they could be defined using ingredients like burnt cork and soot, and if they met in the middle, all the better. Early Christian writers created a powerful association between makeup and deception that was hard to shake. Altering one's face with cosmetics moved from being distasteful to sinful. Ethereal was in, and women experimented with homemade recipes and concoctions to help achieve a flawless, luminous, glistening and unblemished skin. No mean feat in an era when disease and bad hygiene was so prevalent. Any colour that was added to the face needed to be natural and undetectable. If you're an aristocrat in 16th century Venice, then you could have a lot of fun with makeup. Venice was the fashion capital of the world and playground of the rich, with an endless stream of balls and parties. Heavy, dramatic makeup was de rigueur and probably quite necessary to hide the ill effects of the night before. The foundation to be wearing was Venetian ceruse. It was exclusive, it was expensive. It was also highly toxic and damaged your skin. The more you used, the more you had to use. For cheeks, flaming red blush was fashionable, created using dangerous, poisonous minerals like vermilion, derived from mercuric sulfide, deadly. The mid-18th century was renowned as a time when blush overload was common. Makeup was all about status and being seen to be à la mode, especially in France, which was the focal point of fashion and the centre from which all of Europe took its aesthetic cue. Painting your face was very much part of daily life at court, and the flamboyant style in which blush was applied was intended to distinguish the aristocracy from the middle classes. Madame Pompadour, the long-standing mistress of Louis XV, was famously portrayed with heavily rouged cheeks, and the colour became so associated in the public consciousness that a certain shade of deep pink became known as Pompadour pink. Queen Victoria's proclamation that makeup was vulgar and unladylike led to a backlash against the painted face. Anything other than a clean, scrubbed skin was deemed to be morally dodgy, and it was a faux pas to appear to be wearing makeup in polite society. Women who wanted to create a rosy glow could do so by using a lip balm that contained a sneaky hint of colour, or resort to pinching their cheeks or biting their lips. More stealth tactics could be employed, using coloured wrapping paper, which could be bought by any respectable lady, cut into small squares and dampened to release the dye. The only makeup the Victorians condoned was the use of a little powder, but never in public. For the longest periods of history, makeup revolved around just a few central themes, but all of that started to change at the end of the 19th century. the newfound respect and allure of theatre actresses, the birth of the silent movie industry and female emancipation changed the perception of makeup from something to be used covertly to something that was fun, a symbol of strength. For many, Hollywood extended imaginings of what a woman could be. The vamps and flappers with their dark, sooty eyes and small rosebud mouths, along with the Hollywood fan magazines and their Get the Looks, fired an insatiable appetite for makeup on a previously unseen scale. Cosmetics for the privileged few had become makeup for the masses. In fact, the 20th century was shaping up to be the best period yet for makeup lovers, with looks changing from decade to decade. Today, in many parts of the world, we have the power to choose without censorship any makeup look we want to wear each day. You might like to wear a nude lip, or a vibrant pink lip, purple eyeshadow, or no makeup at all.